Keek on the mic, Keek on the mic, Keek on the mic, Keek on the mic. People, this the intro.
Talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is Keek on the mic, so you know you better bear down. Bear down.
Bears fans, I cannot believe I'm about to say this, and I do not say this lightly whatsoever, but I think the Chicago Bears defense is officially back in Chicago. After the first 4 games where the Chicago Bears defense looked absolutely putrid, the last 3 games have been absolutely masterful for the Chicago Bears defense. Just for a reference, Bears fans, so you guys can understand what I'm talking about, during the first 4 games of the season, the Chicago Bears defense was giving up 339.4 total yards a game, 257.1 passing yards a game, 82.4 rushing yards a game, and 26.9 total points allowed during the first 4 games of the season, where they looked absolutely lost. But in these past 3 games for the Chicago Bears defense, they have only been giving up 302 total yards, 243 passing yards, 25.3 rushing yards, and a total of 17 points per game. Bears fans, this Chicago Bears defense is really starting to gel, especially when you consider how good they've been against the run this season, especially these past 3 games where they have absolutely been shutting down opposing running backs from different teams. And this is a different feeling for Chicago Bears fans, because last year and the start of the year, this year, the Chicago Bears defense was absolutely terrible. So it's been an amazing turnaround for the Chicago Bears defense. And personally, Bears fans, I think one of the big things for the Chicago Bears defense was they did need time to gel. And that's what Ryan Poles said a couple of weeks ago in his press conference, where he was like, you know what? I understand that the Chicago Bears as a team and defensively, we've been struggling the first 4 games, but trust me, we just need time to gel. Obviously, they add a whole lot of talent to the Chicago Bears defense that includes Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards, Andrew Billings, Yannick Ngakoue, and these guys are finally starting to gel together and play really good football. You also have to consider, Bears fans, that the Chicago Bears secondary was banged up to start the season. So now that we're getting these guys back healthy and they're starting to gel with the defensive line is starting to get pressure. Now you're seeing the benefits of this Matt Eberflus defense. And Bears fans, the thing that's crazy about this huge turnaround by the Chicago Bears defense these past 3 games and the way that they're playing at such a high level is that during the first 4 games, the Chicago Bears defensive line only got 2 sacks, and they just weren't generating turnovers in the secondary. And that had a lot to do with the amount of pressure that we weren't getting on the quarterback during the first 4 games. But in these past 3 games, the pressure has been intensified by the Chicago Bears defensive line. We have 8 total sacks in the past 3 games, and that is outstanding because we're generating enough pressure to get after the quarterback. And that has a lot to do with how Matt Eberflus is calling the Chicago Bears defense. We are sending more pressure. We're sending more blitzes to try to get after the quarterback and try to help this defensive line. Obviously, we still understand that Matt Eberflus' defense is still a bend but don't break type of defense. But to me, that is okay, because obviously the Chicago Bears are going to stick to what they are good at, and Matt Eberflus' defense requires them to stay disciplined, stay sound in their defense, and that's like usually playing that soft zone coverage, keeping everything in front of you. Once the player makes the catch, they swarm to the football and make the play. And during these last 3 weeks, it's really starting to pay benefits, and you can see why Matt Eberflus was actually hired as a Chicago Bears head coach. And I understand that as a head coach, he has been not good, right? His game management's terrible. Just overall as a head coach, Matt Eberflus is not really good in that aspect. But in terms of being a really good defensive coordinator and having a really good defensive mind, you can start to understand that as these players start to gel and now that they're understanding what they need to do, Matt Eberflus is able to put these guys in the best situations to succeed. And that's when you're going to start seeing more turnovers for the Chicago Bears defense, because in the last couple of weeks, the turnovers are starting to ramp up, and that's because we are generating more pressure up front. And that has a lot to do with how Matt Eberflus is calling the defense in these last couple of weeks for the Chicago Bears. So overall, Bears fans, I do have to give Matt Eberflus his credit. He has been really good at calling the Chicago Bears defense, but obviously that is a huge reason why we hired Matt Eberflus to be the head coach, because we understood that once we got the right pieces in place, we understood that he has the ability to put his players in the best situations to succeed, and that's been exactly that. So hopefully the Chicago Bears defense can keep this momentum going, because that is a very important aspect of a football team. You saw in the win against the Las Vegas Raiders, where when we get turnovers, obviously you put your offense in good situations, and that helps a guy like Tyson Bagent. That helps a guy like Justin Fields. And that's just what we weren't seeing in the first 4 weeks of the season. We weren't generating enough pressure. We weren't creating turnovers. And when you don't have that aspect as a part of your defense, especially when you have a coach that was really preaching the hits principle, and and you have a coach that is preaching swarming to the football and having the effort-based defense, we just weren't seeing enough of that in the first 4 weeks of the season. And that's exactly what we're seeing in the last 3 games. So I think what it is that we finally, for once, are healthy, right? Obviously, Matt Eberflus is a big part of putting his players in the best situation to succeed. He's calling the right plays in order to create pressure on the quarterback, to create these turnovers, right? So I think it's only going to get better and better as these players continue to gel and as we continue to add to the Chicago Bears defense. But overall, I just wanted to give a huge shout out to Matt Eberflus and the Chicago Bears defense. And I think it's only good things to come from the Chicago Bears defense from here. So Bears fans, I'm excited to continue to watch the Chicago Bears defense work. They're only going to continue to get better. And I'm excited to see if Ryan Poles maybe makes a trade at the trade deadline, to maybe bring in another edge rusher to really put this defense over the top, because I feel like that would really help us continue to play some really good football on the defensive side for the Chicago Bears defense. So I'm excited to see them play for the rest of the year. I think they can keep building on this momentum and keep playing at a really high level. So Bears fans, before I let you guys go, let me ask you guys this. Do you guys think the Chicago Bears defense will continue playing at this high level? Let me know down below in the comment section. But before I let you guys go, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you share this episode of Geek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, be back for our all new Bears podcast right here on Geek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and as always, bear down.
You've been listening to Geek on the Mic, a podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Thanks, guys, and bear down.